What's up, YouTube? It's Lady Vet here, and I'm back with the recap for 333 Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 3, Episode 3. Let's get it. This episode is titled Open for Business, and it begins with Ronnie. He is on 10, demon time. I don't know what he's adding to his Cheerios, but whatever it is, clearly he's been calm long enough. Ronnie waited for the club doorman to get off, to get knocked out and closed in his own car door over and over and over. Ronnie did not break a sweat. Ronnie wants to open for business and is pretty upset with Unique and blames Rock that they have no work yet. Ronnie thought that since he knocked the man out already, he may as well rob him as well. Stefano was open for business, at least until the feds pulled up on him. Stefano told Giorgio not to do anything stupid. Giorgio seems to be anxious to use the pistol, even with the Fed gun in his face. Stefano got jokes about his goldfish, but the feds weren't laughing. They wanted to know what he knew about the hit on Sal Baselli. Stefano said that it was a terrible loss, especially for those who knew and loved him. The feds arrested Stefano based on a made-up story about an endangered species fish that was in his shop and a gun charge because of Giorgio. Kanan tried to get Famous up for a meet with Simrad, but Famous told Kanan not to wake him up before lunch. Kanan told him that Simrad was expecting them, but Famous said that he is not feeling the whole weed thing, so Kanan went to the meet without Famous. Jukebox and Lulu made beautiful music together. Jukebox was so excited about her upcoming audition and that Uncle Lulu was helping her and had her back after letting her down before. None other than Marvin was in the background cheering Jukebox on while eating a bowl of cereal. Marvin offered his idea, of which Lulu and Jukebox continued with what they planned. Kanan pitched his idea to Simrad, explaining how the process would be door to door. But Simrad said that he already has door to door. So Kanan then explained that delivery came with premium prices, making more money with less stress. Simrad asked about Famous because he wants nothing to do with him. Romeo butted in and told them that Famous came through, smoked, and ate his Captain Crunch. Kanan assured Simrad that he would be dealing with him only, not Famous. Simrad agreed to give Kanan a try. Stefano, his lawyer, and the feds talked with Stefano about having a hand in what's going on in Queens. Or when something happens, it all comes back to him, and they were going to find out. They were convinced that Stefano knows what went down with Sal. Stefano's attorney told him that they were done there. The feds did not buy anything that Stefano was selling. Detective Howard had a meet with Rock. He told her to make sure that she take care of any loose ends. He told her that the feds were all over the place. Rock told him to make sure that he does the same concerning Burke. Rock spoke with a sarcastic grin until Howard told her that he spotted Kanan with a new bunch of friends. Rock asked who. Howard said that he doesn't know them. Rock told Howard that she was sorry for his loss as she hurried away straight to Famous's place. Rock banged on the door, waking Famous and scaring him at the same time. Rock asked about Kanan, where was he, and who was his new friends. Famous answered as best he could. but Rock had more questions than he had answers. So Rock gave Famous a stack and told him that he and Kanan were to come to her for whatever they needed. Famous took the money and agreed. When Rock exited Famous's place, she recognized that there was a surveillance van outside. She looked over her shoulder and hurried away with no hesitation. Unique met Ronnie at the gym. Unique said that they were trying to get their workout, but the first thing that Ronnie wants to talk about is business. He told Ronnie that he was trying to get things together and that it would take a little minute. Ronnie said that while he was taking a minute, Rock was eating their lunch. Unique told him that he didn't need to worry about Rock no more because she is out the game, she is done, out the way. Ronnie's response was not what Unique expected. Ronnie said that Rock should have been taken out back in the day, and it's never too late for that. The Mathis brothers can only grow closer together in the game or farther apart. Jukebox was singing in her kitchen when Rock came to the door. Rock told Jukebox that she could hear her singing outside, and the others were no match for Jukebox at the competition. Rock brought a gift for Jukebox to wear for her audition. It was a necklace with the letter J. Jukebox loved her gift and told Rock that she would let her know how things went with the audition. Before leaving, Rock asked if Jukebox knew what was up with Kanan. Juke told Rock that she had not seen Kanan because she was concentrating on her preparation for the audition. Of course, Rock asked to let her know if something comes up with Kanan. Kanan came back from the meet with Simrad and can barely talk over the business with Famous before Famous thinks the idea is stupid right now with the police all over the place. Kanan asked Famous what was wrong with him. Kanan told him that he finds a way for them to get paid, and Famous criticizes the idea. Kanan told Famous that if he has no money, he has nothing. Famous heads over to get the money that Rock left with him and told Kanan that Rock's got them. They don't need to sell weed or hustle anymore. Kanan was furious that Famous let Rock in and took money from her. Kanan slapped the money out of Famous's hand. Kanan threatened Famous if he let Rock in their place again. Kanan slapped him and told him that they are working with Simrad and he's not talking about it again. Famous is not built for the game. Unique went to the meet of meets, at his own request, of course. He is so thirsty to get back into the game and become established again. Unique is led through a maze of Asian persuasion. After Stefano vouched for him to meet the partners, Unique is not only in bed with Rock, he has gotten in bed with the Italians and the Asians. I'm sure Unique misses Warrell during these times. Quan told Unique during their introduction that he has no crew since the Italians' bloodbath. Unique told him that he is still standing and that whatever rubber boat or tube that Quan floated in on, Unique told him that he's standing fight and he isn't going anywhere when it gets real for him. They think that Unique is cool, so they explained the process and told Unique that he will use his cousin's Chinese restaurant for distro. Unique wanted to pick his own spot, but that wasn't happening. They talked about cultural differences and Unique accepted the terms. While Unique is trying to get work in order, Ronnie is on something else. When Vanessa come home with groceries, Ronnie asks about his stuff, which seems to be the norm for Ronnie. When Vanessa asked about Unique, Ronnie said that he doesn't know where Unique is, then suggested that maybe Unique is not home because he has a side piece. She walked out on Ronnie. He took his cereal of choice from the bag and put it away. The feds appear to be overrunning the precinct with their activities. Howard appeared uneasy and has a watchful eye as he went to Captain Batiste's office to inquire. Captain told Howard that Foyle is keeping Burke's interest alive. Howard said that Burke's gone and it doesn't matter anymore. Captain told him to tell that to Foyle. Jukebox's future planning is torn between whether or not to go into the military and or singing, which she loves. Marvin and Lulu is at the club, with Lulu taking shots with everyone and Marvin slinging. Marvin asked Lou about the track for Jukebox audition, and Lou said that it was done. Out of nowhere, Marvin gets a 911 page, then tells Lulu that he's got to go. Before he left, he told Lou not to get into anything. Lou said that he plans to live and let live. Unique has made his way to the burbs. Strangely, though, Rock opens the door and looks all around outside when Unique asks what's up. Rock told him that she was making sure the coast was clear. Actually, Rock is paranoid about the feds watching her. Paranoid or not, Rock and Unique's evening would go as they wanted it to. In my opinion, this is a dangerous affair between the two, considering all of the hotheads involved, especially Ronnie. Lulu continued on his drinking journey when he heard familiar music and went inside of a bar. At the bar, Lou met the owner, Shirley Beaumont, and asked about the music. Then he said that it was his father's music. Little did Lou know that Shirley knows his father. Of course, Lulu had a drink as if it was his first drink of the evening. And yes, Lou drank every drink placed in front of him. During a break, Unique and Rock talk about Rock's issue of having money stored due to not having a place to wash her money. Well, the break's over. I guess they put a pin in that conversation. The 911 page that Marvin answered was to help Gerald. Gerald was in a hotel where a couple of guys wanted to be paid for Marvin to get Gerald. Gerald was a mess, but Marvin was there for him. Marvin went through Gerald's identification to find his address. Miss Renee would be so proud of Marvin. Unique ended his evening with Rock by her telling him to watch his back with the Italians because they are slippery. But someone should have warned Unique about his big brother Ronnie, parked outside of Rock's house, watching Unique leave. Lulu is vibing at Shirley's bar when he is annoyed by a heckler who didn't enjoy the music. Lulu approached the guy and asked him to respect the performers on stage. The guy stands up to Lulu, but he doesn't stand a chance against the beatdown from Lulu, which ultimately landed him in jail. I guess Howard took the captain's advice to check on Adina. Howard rolled up on Adina and played the partner card. His talk touched Adina, and she told Howard that Burke told her. They both admitted that Burke was not in a good place and needed professional help. Howard wants Burke to rest in peace. He told Adina if she ever wanted to talk, he is available. Again, Howard sounds like he believes what he is saying. Kanan had a meet with his new crew. He passed out instructions and product. He told his crew the importance of learning the streets and knowing how to evade the police if they had to. Rock gets an idea from the beauty salon after listening to the stylist talk about how desperate the owner is to get money. Jukebox and Marvin are waiting to perform at the audition, but there's no Uncle Lulu. Jukebox asked Marvin about him. He told her that he saw Lulu last night and he said that he would be there. Kanan and Famous can barely keep up with the demand for their product. After reviewing the calls coming in, Kanan said that they will need more delivery boys. He is convinced that they are changing the game. Lulu woke up in jail. While gathering himself, Lulu looked at the bench across from him and saw D Wiz sitting next to Scrappy. He took the time to focus, then realized that it was his imagination. However, Lulu's bruised knuckles were not his imagination. It was clear that he was in yet another fight. After telling Marvin that he was going to live and let live. Still trying to come up, Unique made his way to the Chinese restaurant where he can open for business. Unique asked for Richard and Sonny. Then this young hostess yells for her mom and dad. Unique made small talk about putting his young son to work after seeing their young daughter tending the window. Now Richard and Sonny discussed Unique's blackness in their own language because they were told that Quan worked with Italians. But Richard explained that Unique was a good fit for the neighborhood. But with all this chatter, Unique wanted to know if there is a problem, since he wasn't a part of the conversation. So Richard came outside to let Unique know that they do not have a problem. Unique said, cool, so let's talk about adding some things to the menu. Jukebox was nervous, pacing, and wanting to know what's up with Uncle Lulu. She and Marvin moved closer to the front of the line when she told Marvin that she'll be back. Her nerves had gotten the best of her and she ran for the bathroom. Marvin tried to reach Lulu, but he was ghost. Jukebox tried to get it together when some random girl promoted herself as the winner. Ignored by most, Jukebox was offered breath mints from another random girl. By now, Jukebox is at the front of the line. Marvin had a few minutes to tell her that Lulu wasn't there and it did not matter. Marvin encouraged Jukebox like any proud father would and made her feel that it was all about her. Still in jail, Lulu's name was called. A sober Lulu is released from jail. Nevertheless, Jukebox has reached her showtime. She had her number one fan, Daddy Marvin. All the hours of rehearsal, the singing in the mirror, the time and effort spent with Uncle Lulu, and her dedication has brought her to the moment of truth. It did not matter now that Uncle Lulu wasn't there. Jukebox was doing the thing that she loved most. Jukebox performed for every bit of 30 to 40 seconds. When she was told to stop, that the panelists have heard enough, Marvin made Jukebox feel that it was 30 minutes, that she is just that good, and the panelist knows it. Jukebox and her dad embraced and were hopeful. Detective Howard was in his car at his mosque, debating whether or not to go inside. Soon he was greeted by a fellow worshiper who asked if he was coming inside and shared that they had missed him. Howard told him that he had just gotten a call and needed to leave. Howard may be considering Adina a loose end that required more of his attention. After his release, Lulu went back to the bar to apologize to Shirley for disrespecting her place. Shirley accepted and told Lulu that she had been disrespected like that for years and was glad that Lulu checked the heckler. Lulu asked if she needed help around the place, and she named several areas that Lulu can help out. Did Lulu have too many drinks to remember that while he was apologizing to Shirley, what about his niece Jukebox? Rock was still under surveillance, so her moves were more calculated. Now pretending to be out of the game, I don't think that Rock is out. She is looking at the space that Valentina was talking about. Rock said that any offers she makes will be straight cash, non-negotiable, one number deal or no deal. Rock allowed the feds to take all the pictures that they wanted while she moved outside of the game. Kanan and Famous were watching their profits grow. But at one of the collections, Famous told Kanan that someone was clocking them. Just as the episode opened with Ronnie, the episode closed with Ronnie. Probably because Ronnie has lost his patience with Unique and he wanted more than anyone to open for business. But instead, Ronnie watched others open for business. So now Ronnie's eyes are on Kanan and his business. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave your comments. Until the next time, guys.